Hey everyone, GJB2003 here, and today we're doing another figure review. So today we got the W Dragon Tyrannosaurus Rex, and wow, that's all I could say about this. Just wow. So yeah, I'm gonna do a review of this guy today. So let's get right into that. Starting off with the base here, we can see that it's very kind of rocky looking. Very cracked up, maybe some kind of mud flow. Got some footprints there with a little peg hole to put his feet in. On the underside it says W Dragon with their logo, Tyrannosaurus Rex 1/35th scale, and they got a nice kind of Rebor-esque skeleton over there. So putting this guy on the base is fairly simple. You just stick his toe, there are some holes on the bottom of his feet that you put these little peg holes into, and he's on there real firm. So starting off with the head detail, we can see, wow, really nice finely sculpted sort of wrinkles and scales. Got the crests up here and the eye well painted. You can see down there the scarring on the front of his face, which really is reminiscent of the Lost World, the bull version of this animal. Moving up the neck, we see these really cool kind of lime green, sort of yellowish things running between these dark brown stripes, which almost reminds me of the Jurassic Park 3 T-Rex. You can see the ribs are sculpted in there, little bumps and wrinkles all over it. Some nice sort of musculature coming down the leg to the feet there. You can see those, and then as we move up the tail, we can see that it's a nice length tail. It's up, really helping to with the dynamic sort of nature of this pose. Turning him around, you can see coming down the tail, more really nice little folds and creases. Really nice looking down this leg here into the foot. Claws are nicely weathered, some nice fading going on there. Just the arms, just looking fine. And then we come back around to that head sculpt. The teeth there look really, really nice, really sharp, which I do like. Makes it look a lot better. Looking at him from the front, he looks very, very Jurassic Park-esque. This figure just looks spot on to the Lost World, and I love that. One thing that I really like to emphasize with this thing is the realism of it. It is just so lifelike, and the pose here is extraordinarily dynamic because it just looks like it's running forward and charging in, ready to, I don't know, tear into some sort of Montosaur or something. But it just, the details on it all look super good and lifelike. It's pristinely painted, super well sculpted, and it just looks amazing. Now, as you did see earlier on, he is removable from the base, which is something that I've really got to commend them for. I love that feature. Sets down, and he can stand up on his own. Not remarkably well, but he does stand on his own. He's pretty light. He feels like, I don't know if you can hear that, but he definitely does sound hollow, which, I mean, if he were not hollow, he'd be crazy expensive. This guy's already relatively pricey as it is, but I think that would just jack it up even further. I'm fine with them doing it sort of PNSO style with the almost making him like a vinyl, but the base is solid. The base is solid plastic, very, very heavy, which is good. It adds a lot of stability when this guy's standing on it. Yeah, so something to note there. I don't think it detracts from the overall quality of it, though. It still looks wonderful. When talking about the accuracy of this figure, I don't think it's really fair to judge it as you would say a safari figure or a collective figure. It's not trying to be scientifically accurate, it's trying to be accurate to a Jurassic Park Tyrannosaurus Rex, and that it does perfectly. So if you're really looking for the scientific anatomical accuracy, it's just as much so as a Jurassic Park T-Rex would be. But for what it's trying to be, it nails it straight on the head. Just zero flaws as far as I could find for its faithfulness, I guess you could say, to that Jurassic Park Lost World T-Rex, right, even down to the facial scars. For the size comparisons, I'm going to be having him off the base, just so you can get a better idea of how big the actual figure itself is. So first up here, he is next to the Papa Running T-Rex. You can see that his stance makes him a tad bit shorter, at least until you get up to the tail. You can get an idea there that he is a good bit longer, as he's got a couple inches on the Papa Rex as far as length is concerned. That's a good idea there. About the same amount of bulk, if not a little bit more, on the W Dragon one. So these two look really, really nice next to each other, obviously. Maybe you could have some sort of display of them kind of squaring off. They're both in kind of aggressive looking poses. So you could do something there. Here he is next to a couple of Hell Creek animals from Safari. He looks really nice next to the Triceratops, like he's lunging down to try to bite at it. Displays nicely with the Anki as well. Sorta. Yeah. They're roughly in scale. This guy might be a little bit big, but they still do look rather nice next to each other. I do find this guy to be similar in a lot of ways as far as Giganotosaurus from 2017. You can see that they're in sort of similar stances, very active looking. Yeah, they're both very high quality figures, obviously. Probably among the best representations of the animals that they're intended to represent. And you can see that they're right around the same size, actually. This Giga is a tad bit longer, as you can see there. Similar bulk, but again, the Dragon Rex is probably a little taller. Again, if we were to assume it to be in a straight stance, but it definitely is taller with its tail sort of flicked up in the air there, but these two definitely look really good next to each other. They're both, super, super active looking. That is an impressive looking pair right there. And lastly, here he is next to another Jurassic Park-esque dinosaur, the Papospinosaurus. Like I said, this guy does look a bit like the Jurassic Park 3 T-Rex, less so than the Lost World one, but he could pass off as it. So these two look good next to each other, like very good. This is probably one of my favorite sort of pairs to look at. We can see that as far as height is concerned, the Spino has got him beat there, but W Dragon Rex is definitely a lot longer because this guy's in a really wonky posture. But they look awesome next to each other. Classic pair to have here, and definitely looks super good. So all in all, this is one of the most impressive figures you will ever be able to find. He is, if you're a fan of Jurassic Park, definitely get this guy. If you're a fan of dinosaurs at all, I'd recommend picking him up. Although he is a bit pricey, you can find him on AliExpress for $80 to $90. It's a stretch for a dinosaur figure, but I think this guy is well worth it. So, yeah, that was my review on EW Dragon Tyrannosaurus Rex. See you around.